Hey, INFJs. Welcome to another pessimistic morning. Just kidding. Uh, I'm going to try to be as optimistic as I can every day because that's important for INFJs because we have this tendency to just be kind of down on ourselves and kind of being depressed and negative and stuff like that, but whatever. Um, so there's a lot of things that they don't teach us in school, like the regular public schools that we go to or private schools or whatever, just school educational system. We're taught from a very, very young age that being extroverted is not good. You know, being very energetic and high energy and being impulsive is not good. And this is all from personal experience, just like growing up. Like when I was a little kid, I just remember being surrounded by very high energetic individuals, and they're very extroverted and want to talk and they want to move around and they want to do this and do that. I was never like that because I'm an introvert, as INFJs know. But, you know, from like when I was a little kid, parent teacher conferences, they would always tell my mom that I was like really well behaved and they love me and they think I'm such a great student. And because I'm quiet, I listen and I don't interrupt the teacher and I don't cause any rowdiness. I'm very reserved, and the teacher's like, "Oh, he's such a well-behaved child. He's so well-behaved." And I took that with me. I took it as a compliment, and I felt good about myself. Like, oh, the teacher loves that I am just like this, like non-reactive, submissive kid, which was great for a child. Like, because the nightmare is that you have a kid that's just like energetic and just breaking things and just moving around and things like that, right? And then as things progressed, right, the tables started to turn where the extroverted kids were the ones that were getting the rewards and being liked by teachers. Like, oh, he or she is so outgoing. They are really they really have a they take initiative. They are participate a lot and a lot of things like that. And come to think of it, actually, maybe there is a different cultural thing, which is such a fucking mind fuck when you move around as a kid because you don't know like your brain gets confused. It's like, I don't know, like this culture is like this, is like that, people are like this language like this, and it really fucks up your head because you're just like, I don't know, I like there's this mind fuck that happens because I grew up just like moving around a whole bunch. But I'm not saying I didn't like it. I'm just saying like this happens as a consequence of it. Of course, like there's benefits, but there's also cons to this kind of life that I grew up in. I don't know what everybody else is, but I kind of grew up just like moving around my whole life. But yeah, like when I was a little kid, I was in Switzerland, and that's when uh like they were really like they liked the introverted kids, and I think Switzerland is kind of an introverted culture. They kind of reward that kind of behavior. Same in Japan. People are very introverted, at least out in public. Like there'll be a rush hour and people are quiet in the trains, and that's the type of behavior that's rewarded. But here in the United States, outgoing, fun, forward thinking, like those types of personalities are very highly rewarded in American society, which makes sense. Like I'm not, neither or is like, not, no type is better than the other. It's supposed to be a good balance of both. When you have an imbalance, that's when it's not good, and that's what we learned from MBTI. But I can kind of see how, as we age, right, as we get into like junior high, high school, the kids that really are looked up towards are the ones that are really outgoing, energetic. They, hold the attention of the other students. Like they are participatory. They really answer questions and they're really engaged. And the ones that just kind of sit there and listen and absorb information, like the introverts, they're seen as odd or loners or kind of antisocial or shy. And this type of behavior is looked down upon. These people are lesser, especially in American culture, right? If you don't engage socially, you are seen as like lower. But now it's changing again. Like I can see now that in the Gen Z culture, introversion is seen as cool now. Like you can be like a loner, and that's kind of cool because like, you're not a sheep. You kind of stand on your own 2 feet and you could stand up for yourself. But we all know that's kind of bullshit. Like nobody should be completely 100% independent. Like you got to have friends, you got to have allies, you got to have people that stand up with you, stick up with you. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to power, there is a numbers game aspect to it, which is why people are much more confident when they're in groups. Now, I'm not saying you have to, okay? I'm not saying you have to run with groups. You don't have to be with a group of friends to stand strong, right? If you're a fucking Batman, he doesn't need any fucking buddy, right? He's just by himself. He fucking fucks up everybody on his own. He's got the tools for it. He's a billionaire. He's got he can kick your ass. He can kick a group of people's ass, no problem. But unless you're Batman, you got to have friends. You got to have people that are going to stand up with you when things get difficult, right? Whether that be emotional, physical, like other threats, things like that. But it's totally up to you. In today's modern society, you can get away with being by yourself. You're not going to feel too good, right? You're going to need to have at least one friend. And but if you can't find that yet, be patient. You don't have to rush into friendships just because you feel lonely. Like you got to wait till the right one's there, and good friends that really want to see you succeed and want to grow with them, and they are themselves wanting to grow. And these are the ideal types of people you want to be with. You don't want to stay with people that are just going to make you want to they just don't want to see you succeed. They want you to fail. They want you to be less than them, or just, on the same plane, because then they can continue being the same person. But yeah, it's highly important that you have those people in your life that can support you. Now, going back to the school system, they don't teach you how to be like that, right? They don't teach you what you should be, because in American society, when you go out into the workforce, you find out very quickly that if you're introverted and you keep to yourself, you're not going to go as far as the ones that are not like that are the opposite of that, right? It's highly rewarded when someone's very just like, hey, how you doing? What's up? Oh yeah, I'll tell you this joke that I heard the other day. I fell off the dinosaur, and that was like 1,000,000 years ago because that joke was so old. Those types of personalities really shine in the workforce. Now, I'm not saying this is the case for everything. There are definitely positions for introverted people, security, asset protection, data entry, all those types of jobs. You don't really necessarily need to be outgoing, but for the most part, when you're looking at people who are leaders, they are looking up towards people that are the extroverted types. Just saying, this is what I observed. Don't take my word for fact. I'm just saying this is what I've observed. I've been in the US for a decade since I started school. And so I can kind of see these things. Just being immersed in American culture growing up too, like I was able to see all these truisms about life here in America. And I think for the most part, in Western society, there is still the ideal of being extroverted, okay? And school doesn't teach you this, right? They don't teach you that you need to be that way. They don't teach you that you need to take initiative, that you need to stand up for yourself. You need to stand your ground. You need to have a spine. They teach you to be, okay, raise your hand when you have a question. When you need to go to the toilet, raise your hand. When you need to participate, raise your hand. Be nice to everybody. Be nice, be nice, be nice. Obey and listen to instructions. And this is what we're taught, right? Listen to what you're told. Remember what you're told, and then regurgitate what you're told. Don't question it. This is what the textbook says. Just don't try to get overcomplicated. Just really learn what we tell you. Just take it. Just take it in and just forget about it. And this is what I've found. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna continue this video because I just I made some noodles. I'm gonna eat it before it gets cold. But yeah, these are things that they don't teach you in school. Okay, you got like these extroverted behaviors are definitely helpful for you in the workplace. But if you work for yourself, which a lot of people work towards, it is not required. So maybe that's something you can consider. Try finding out ways that you can work for yourself and not have to work with anybody. And I will tell you that there is a lot of opportunities out there. There are. I'm not going to discuss that in detail, but definitely go out and look. And if you want to ask me, I'm actually thinking about starting a Discord where we can have private chat and we can everybody can write in there, and I can also write in there just to talk about, just to daily share like what's going on, and we can help each other. So, that's going to come down the pipeline. I'm just really like, I just started working again. And so it's just kind of like trying to figure that stuff out. And so once I get that down, I can start posting again and being able to be more engaged with y'all. And so, yeah, be patient. Anyway, so this submissiveness that they teach us in school, where we just listen to what we're told, don't question anything, just follow the rules. If you follow the rules, if you do things right, you'll get an A. That's good. If you don't follow the rules, if you don't listen to what's being told, if you challenge the status quo, you don't get as good grade, and the teachers don't like you as much. Okay. But intuitively, we all know the person that really shines at the end of the day doesn't necessarily follow the rules. They break rules. Like, look at the people that we worship on TV or YouTube and all these things, like on TikTok. These people are rule breakers. I mean, the rule is that you should just follow what everyone else does, right? Like, you should just go get a job and do the 9 to 5, and that's great. But like the people that we watch on movies and stuff, they broke the rules. They were like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go do the job or where I get paid to be a superhero. Like, that's literally what that is. And so why are we still like acting like that's not a thing? That's totally a thing, right? Like, these people are they're literally rule breakers. Okay, and we don't get taught that. They're probably outgoing people. They're probably, confident people. They probably worked on themselves. These are things that, we were never told. Like, we don't know how to manage. We're not told how to manage our money. We don't know all these things that we're not taught. And these people go out and do that. Like, entrepreneurs, like, they've all figured it out, right? And they were self-taught. Most of them didn't learn this from school, right? And so that says a lot. So if you're still still, and I think most of the INFJs are not, but like, if you still are kind of in the mindset of like, well, I need to follow what society has kind of set up for me, or I need to follow what this world is kind of going towards, and just need to follow everybody because being with being with a lot of people and going the same route makes me feel safe. And that's a very primal thing. It's very real. Like, if you're going out into the wilderness, would you want to go by yourself, or would you want to go out with like 10 people, right? It makes sense. Like, if you're going to go into the dark woods in the middle of the night, you're better off with 10 people than you are with just one person. You can go as one person. It's a lot scarier, but it's a lot more rewarding because, if you out there and venturing on your own and you find some treasure, that treasure is all yours. If you're with 10 people, you got to divide that up with 10 people. So you kind of gotta like, I guess, make your choices when it comes to that. And that's the same in life. And with today's modern society, you can get away with a lot more. It still feels like shit when you go off and do things on your own, but it's not impossible anymore. And we see that every day. Entrepreneurs go out on their own. Artists, they go out on their own and they do their own thing, right? And that's kind of how you can succeed in that aspect. So what I'm saying is, at some point you gotta let that shit go. You gotta let it go and really start thinking like, okay, I'm a human being on this world, in this world. What do I want? And if I want something, just go for it. Animals don't ask for permission to go get, their prey for the day, right? They don't ask for permission to just go to the lake to have a sip of water. They just do it because that's what they're meant to do. And that's, as humans, we have things in our life that we're meant to do. We have more abilities than a lot of animals in this world. And part of that is like creativity, critical thinking, imagination, all these things that we have. We have a purpose. The purpose is instilled within us, and we got to put it out in the world. If we don't, we're going to be severely depressed. We're going to be unhappy because we're being somebody that we're not. What we really are people, like if we're suppressing what we really are, we're going to be depressed, right? And you don't want that, okay? Because in some ways, you might as well, sometimes I feel like some people might as well not be alive anymore, because like, what's the point? You're depressed every day. You're suicide. Like, I don't know. Like, and I don't take this lightly. Like, a lot of people are suicidal, and they're living these lives of repression, and I firmly am against that. Like, you gotta not live your life like that. It's not the ideal. But if you are kind of feeling sad and depressed and things like that, I really hope that you really take a look at yourself and, just look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, am I happy? And if I'm not, then what can I do to change that? And, this is something that Steve Jobs said. It's like, if you look in the mirror in the morning and you say, I don't like what I'm about to do, then, and I'm paraphrasing, I'm probably butchering this quote, but he's saying, if I don't like what I'm about to do, then I got to change it today, right now. Don't wait till tomorrow. You can do it right now. You don't have to wait till a special day. That's another thing school teaches you. You got to wait till a special day. You got to do 1 year, and then the next year, and then you wait 4 years, and then you get your degree. Okay, and then you got to learn another 2 years, and then that's when you get your master. No, do it today, right now. Don't need to ask for permission. Don't ask for permission. Nobody is telling you what you can and can't do. I mean, the law, like, there's consequences to your choices, but within reason, if you're a good person and you're not immoral and you're not breaking laws that are obviously created for the public safety, then I really think you should go for what you want and be a fulfilled person in this life. Okay, I just want to remind everybody, like, don't take my word for it. Take my words with a grain of salt. And I don't like when people are like, oh, just listen, and this is what I'm telling you. This is what exactly is happening. This is what exactly is truth. No. Like, I'm telling you stream of consciousness, what my thoughts are, and I'm giving you all this energy, and it's up to you what you want to do with that. And my hope is at least that it will get your thoughts going and help you have epiphanies of your own, because that's kind of how I come to my conclusions. Is I listen to other people, but I kind of just take this information in and then eventually distill it into something that I find is I don't want to say truth, but seems to be a good perspective or a good point of view that makes life a little bit more clear, and it helps me understand life a little better, if that makes sense. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I hope y'all are doing well and staying safe. I have a lot to say, and I anticipate that I'll be posting a lot more. So just be patient, and we'll be sharing a lot more energy and information. All right, thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.